There are days where you probably want to walk out and take one of those kids or mum with you, because it absolutely, it touches your heart, it really does.
Some of the new mothers that we're helping have had to deal with having horrible parenting experiences themselves as a child. Some of them have lived in residential care or have had multiple foster placements.
There's a lot of children that either are direct victims of physical family violence or who have witnessed family violence.
I guess we're really committed to being, sometimes a voice, the only voice for some children, and that we can be that one that will advocate for them when maybe nobody else will.
A particular family for me that comes into mind when I actually first started at the CPS Family Centre was a little boy who had some very, very challenging behaviours, like smearing faeces on the bathroom wall, climbing, swearing, spitting, urinating on adults as well. Now, it was pretty scary for me when I first met his mum, because she was quite an aggressive mum. Her child had already been rejected by 2 other childcare centres, and she was expecting the same judgment at our centre.
There was a visit that I attended within the last 6 months actually, and I know through working with the family and talking to mum and dad that the father has been quite physically and emotionally abusive towards mum and the children. I attended the home where mum and dad were home with 3 of the children. I did notice that when I walked into the home that the mother had a bruise under her eye. It ended up in an argument between mum and dad, a verbal argument. The children were present. One of the children had their eyes covered by their hands. They didn't want to see what was going on. They didn't want to hear what was going on.
A few years ago, a little boy who was 6 years old, 6.5 years old, was referred to me to our program because his mother abandoned him and he ended up in foster care. It was a massive impact on the boy. He didn't understand. He just knew that from one day he was living with his mum and his 2 younger sisters, and all of a sudden he ended up in a stranger's home. He was displaying sexual behaviours. He was displaying aggression. He didn't have any friends. No one wanted to play with him. And really there wasn't a lot to like about this boy from other people's perspectives.
Over the course of 4 years with this little boy, we were able to integrate him into school. He was then able to learn to manage. The mum changed. She actually started to value the children because she never felt that anybody loved her children, and we eventually became her family and somewhere where she trusted us and felt safe.
So we did support the mother to leave the relationship. We worked with her to go to the police station. We sat there together, we provided the information to the officers, and she did extremely well. The family are now living in their own home, the mother and the 2 children. We supported her with some furniture, purchasing some furniture for the home, and she was so excited to be able to say, this is my home, welcome, it's free from violence, it's safe for my kids and me.
CPS embraced working with the boy, and after a couple of years of counselling, it took a long, long time. He was much calmer, he was polite, he had manners. He now is a beautiful young boy who has made friends. In the final session, I really knew that I had had an impact on his life when I was talking to the boy about how he felt about ending counselling, and he said to me, he said, he just said he was going to miss me. Sorry. He said he was going to miss me.
To be able to help them is the best feeling ever. We actually get tears. We get mums who say, when I called you this morning, I had no idea this would be the outcome. I didn't think anyone could help me.